So we had an exciting adventure today, and we got to meet a very young man named Nash who had a sighting of some kind a couple of years ago. When he would go to bed at night, something would look into his window and frighten him, and he went through a period, according to his mother, I guess of several weeks where no one slept because Nash would get up and was terrified of the deep deep that was outside looking into his window. That's what he called it, the deep deep. And so, upon interviewing Nash and getting to look out the window, that he saw something, and getting an idea for where this creature or creatures, he indicated two, were looking into his window. We were able to get an estimate of the height, and so I'm estimating based on what he saw and where he pointed to on the window that the shortest creature was probably around 8 feet tall, and the larger creature was probably a little taller than that. Also interesting to note, during this time, they live on, like I'd mentioned before, about 3 acres. It's a wooded lot. All of their neighbors have anywhere from 3 to 8 acres. It's very hilly, and there are 2 flowing creeks that run through the back of their property. On the side of their house, they keep chickens, and there's also a play area for the children. There's a trampoline and a really large jungle gym for them. There are 6 children in this family, and they all play outside a lot. They are homeschooled, so they're home a lot, and make a lot of noise like kids do when they're outside. One of the things that she indicated is that during that time, they did have 2 mysterious chicken deaths. The chickens were found dead. Their necks appeared to be broken, but they weren't scattered and dragged off and torn apart at all like a typical predator that you would see. They were just left whole and essentially undisturbed, except for the broken necks. And so that was kind of odd. Another thing that the mother shared with me is that during this time, when she would come home from somewhere, I think she indicated it was in the evenings or at night, she would get a whiff of this. She described it as otherworldly, nasty BO type smell. She said it was just disgusting, and she would smell that off. I did explore the back of their property quite a bit with my son and Nash and his brother, one of his brothers. During that, we didn't find anything too out of the ordinary. It was interesting to note that there is a ridge that sits up behind their house. There's a lot of deadfall in a couple of different areas that would be a great place for something to hunker down and just observe their house. And then they have 2 neighbors on either side, but like I said, the houses are spaced out a bit, so it's on that ridge. You could pretty much do a 360 turn and see a house way off in the distance somewhere. So it was just a good place to observe. They are the only family, I think, on that side that have any children. And I'm gonna guess livestock as well. I didn't notice or hear any livestock on the other sides, on the neighbors on either side. While we were exploring one of the creek beds down there, I did find an interesting impression. It measured about 13 inches. I cannot say with any certainty that it is anything to write home about or get excited about, but it was interesting. It was large. It was 13 inches long and 6 inches wide, and wasn't your classic footprint. Didn't look like any sort of a bear. I don't think they have bear in the area right there. She said they had never seen any. And there was no trackway, no discernible trackway. So, I have no idea what made that impression, but it was it was interesting, and it was something that the little boy got excited about. You'll see a couple of other pictures that I've posted where he was just pretending that he found a track and measured. He really wants to go look for Bigfoot with me now, and he was very cute. But that was the only thing, I guess, noteworthy that was a little interesting, a little out of place. But like I said, nothing that makes me can definitively say this has all of the markers for a Bigfoot footprint. So it was interesting. It was a great day. There are a lot of interesting factors that we uncovered while we were interviewing Nash and his mom about the goings on and the possible sighting that he had. Nothing has happened recently, but they are going to continue to keep their eyes open and call us if they should have any other encounters or any other unexplained happenings. So we'll stay tuned for more.